Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday, April 14th, and we're here to look at new releases that have been published this week. We start with Cozy Mysteries on Mondays. Hope you had a good weekend. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next sprints, are tomorrow night, Tuesday night, at 8 p.m. Eastern for 2.5 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. All right, Cozy Mysteries. First up, one that a lot of people are looking forward to. Hope it holds up for them. Cozy Mystery featuring the characters from the TV show Golden Girls. This is Murder by Cheesecake by Rachel Ekstrom Courage. First. Things are heating up, and not just because of Blanche's hot flashes. Rose's cousin is eloping to Miami, and Rose is playing host. If she can't balance the Grimm's family's snobbery against the traditional St. Olaf wedding week guidelines, her hometown may never accept her cousin again. Dorothy quickly realizes she needs a date with whom she can exchange wedding-related wisecracks. Turning to a newfangled VHS dating service, she believes she's found the ideal conversationalist. Unfortunately, what looks good on TV can actually be a total jerk in real life. It seems she'll just have to enjoy the company of Sophia, Blanche, and whomever Blanche has targeted for a hookup. As the girls all pitch in, Rose is thrilled that the tea and fish-themed kickoff event is perfect, not a herring out of place. That is until Dorothy's date is found dead, face planted in an otherwise scrumptious-looking cheesecake. With every guest a suspect, especially Dorothy, and a marriage on the line, the four besties must ID the real killer, get the should-be happy couple down the aisle, and make sure nobody from St. Olaf gets lost in the wilds of Miami. It's up to the Golden Girls to sleuth out a way for friendship and love to win the day. Good morning, Kim. Hope you had a good weekend. I suddenly have a frog in my throat. Good morning, Mary. Happy Monday. Gosh, it's Monday already. No, where did the weekend go? Cloudy here and in the 40s with possible rain later. No complaints on that. Yeah, it was really windy this weekend. But I think we're supposed to be in the 50s today. I'm going to jump to the one that I'm very much looking forward to. Actually, this is one I look forward to every year. The newest in C.S. Harris's series about Sebastian Sincere, set during Regency time. This is Who Will Remember, 20th in that series. Yes, start from the beginning, read it in order. This one you have to. August 1816. England is in the grip of what will become known as the Year Without a Summer, facing the twin crises of a harvest-destroying volcanic winter and the economic disruption caused by the end of the Napoleonic Wars. The British monarchy finds itself haunted by the looming threat of bloody riots not seen since the earliest days of the French Revolution. Amidst the turmoil, a dead man is found hanging upside down by one leg in an abandoned chapel, his hands tied behind his back. The pose eerily echoes the image depicted on a tarot card known as Le Pendu, the Hanged Man. The victim, Lord Preston Farnsworth, the younger brother of one of the regent's boon companions, was a passionate crusader against what he called the forces of darkness, namely criminality, immorality, and sloth. His brutal murder shocks the palace and panics the already troubled populace. Sebastian Sincere of Viscount Devlin learns of the murder from a ragged orphan who leads him to the corpse and then disappears. At first, everyone in the dead man's orbit paints Lord Preston as a selfless saint, but Sebastian quickly realizes that the man had accumulated more than his fair share of enemies, including Major Hugh Chandler, a close friend of Sebastian's who once saved his life. Sebastian also discovers that the pious Lord Preston may have been much more dangerous than those he sought to redeem, etc. If you're wanting to jump into historical mysteries, I do recommend that one. All right. Mary says she planted 2 trees over the weekend, so the rain would be nice for them. Birds are building a nest on my front door wreath, and Bella is driving me crazy telling me about it. Oh, wow. And Kim, I have an unpopular opinion. Not a fan of Golden Girls. I'm not either. You're fine. Story says, good morning. And Elena says, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Mary says, good morning, Kim and Stormy. Nice to see you all. Elena just joined us too. Welcome, ladies. And Mary liked the cover of the Harris book. Yes. And Kim says, 84 here today. Oh my goodness. Not a good weekend. Lost one of my favorite aunts last week. That's right. I'm so sorry, honey. And Elena says, thank you. Midnight in Soap Lake by Matthew Sullivan. When Abigail agreed to move to Soap Lake, Washington for her husband's research, she expected old-growth forests and craft beer, folksy neighbors, and the world's largest lava lamp. Instead, after her husband jets off to Poland for a research trip, she finds herself alone in a town haunted by its own urban legends. When a young boy runs through the desert into Abigail's arms, her life becomes entwined with his and the questions surrounding the death of his mother, Esme. In Abigail's search for answers, she enlists the help of a quirky cast of friends to unearth Esme's tragic past, the town's violent history, and the secret magic locked in the lake her husband was sent there to study. But as she gets closer to the truth, her own life may be in danger too. One Death at a Time by Abby Waxman. State. When Julia Mann, a bad-tempered ex-actress and a professional thorn in the side of authority, runs into Natasha Mason at an AA meeting, it's anything but a meet-cute. Julia just found a dead body in her swimming pool, and the cops say she did it. She already went to jail for murder once, so now they think she's making a habit of it. Mason is eager to clear Julia's name and help keep her sober, but all Julia wants is for Mason to leave her alone. As their investigation ranges from the Hollywood Hills to the world of burlesque to the country clubs of Palm Springs, this unconventional team realizes their shared love of sarcasm and poor life choices are proving to be a powerful combination. Will secrets from their past trip them up, or will their team of showgirls, cat burglars, and Hollywood agents help them stay one step ahead? Are dead piranhas, false noses, and a giant martini glass important clues, or simply your typical day in Los Angeles? And will they manage to solve the crime before they kill each other, or worse, fall off the wagon? Trying to keep it simple and take it easy is one thing. Trying to find a murderer before they kill again is a whole other program. Elizabeth Spann Craig has a new one. She says, all this pollen makes my throat feel like it's closing up. Ugh, I hate that. Yeah. I take allergy pills daily. This is called A Murder Down Memory Lane. 26th in the Myrtle Clover Cozy Mystery Series. Myrtle is less than thrilled to receive an invitation to her high school reunion. Fond memories of her teenage years? Not quite. Besides, who throws a 67th reunion anyway? But curiosity gets the better of her when she learns that several classmates are making the trek from far-flung places. The reunion turns out to be a haphazard affair with a sparse turnout. Things take a turn for the mysterious as the event unfolds. Who organized this affair? Who sent out the invitations? And what's the real reason behind the oddly timed gathering? When a body is discovered, the reunion goes from awkward to alarming. It's up to Myrtle and her trusty psychic Miles to unravel the mystery before anyone else takes a fatal trip down memory lane. Yeah, my 40th is gearing up. I'm not going to go. End of row 1. Kathy Daly has a new one. Let's double check. Did we do this one last week? Rescue on Gooseberry Bay. First in a series. I don't think we did, but I think I remember the name Bexley. Bexley Cosgrove has a soft spot for abandoned animals after being abandoned herself as a young child. She knows she owes her life to the dog who found and rescued her, so as an adult, Bexley has committed her life to rescuing as many dogs and cats as possible. Bexley finds a dog hiding on the car deck of the ferry that runs between Seattle, Washington and the peninsula, where the small town of Gooseberry Bay is tucked onto the shoreline of a beautiful deep-water inlet. When Bexley can't find the dog's owner, she takes him to Bainbridge Island, where the main facility of the rescue she runs with best friend Denver Marshall is located. When Bexley discovers that the collar the dog was found wearing holds a secret at least one individual believes is worth killing for, she calls upon her friends in Gooseberry Bay to help her find the answers she'll need to solve a murder and ensure the dog's safety. To the C.S. Harris. That is a bright cover in its own way. Lies in the Cellar by Parker French, third in the Sarah McKee mystery series. A search for treasure turns deadly when wine consultant Sarah McKee is asked to help locate a hidden vault where the legendary treasure of Bellevue Winery is rumored to be stowed. But when the ancient chamber is finally unsealed, Sarah and her team find a body face down on the floor and no treasure in sight. How did the victim get in the walled-up chamber? And who killed them? Was there ever a treasure? If so, who stole it? Only a handful of people are privy to the location of the secret chamber. One of them has to be the killer, or the thief, or both. It's up to Sarah to figure out who did what. Until then, no one is leaving Bellevue. The Manifestation at the Mansion, book number 14 in the Soul Seeker Cozy Mystery Series by Courtney McFarlane. Bryn is determined to go back to the house they were renovating when her cousin Logan found the gin, and this time nothing is going to stop her from getting the job done. That is, until the venue for Logan's upcoming wedding turns out to be haunted. The clock is ticking, and if Bryn and Bernie can't figure this out, Logan and Kelsey's wedding might be delayed, or worse. This one's going to take the whole crew to figure out, and they're in for the challenge of their lives. Don't miss this thrilling installment. End of row 2. Hang on, I need to sip. Wisteria Wisdom by Angela Pepper, 17th in the Wisteria Witches Mysteries. The feisty foe that Zara Riddle first met in the wilds is now a member of the family, but all is not quite right at the Mystery Mansion. Zara misses the good old days of chasing ghosts and getting chewed up by carnivorous plants, sea monsters, natural disasters, and even the ground itself. When an investigation does come along, Zara jumps at the chance to use her magic since she's better at that than cooking. The whole coven gets in on the action, and no sooner have they started than they lose Zara. Of course, Zara doesn't think she's lost at all. If anything, she finds herself right where she was always meant to be. That's how destiny works, right? How is she ever going to reconcile her dream life with her real one? And which is which, anyway? It's a little vague. This has a very pretty cover. Washed Up at Sea Oats Beach by Karen C. Whalen, second in the Sea Oats Beach series. Lots of blurbage here. We're going to have to scroll down, sorry. One sun-drenched morning at Sea Oats Beach, Brianna Hart stumbles on the dead body of a surfer washed ashore. As the reality of her grim find sinks in, a movement in the water catches her eye, a chocolate lab perched on a surfboard. Did the dog belong to the surfer or someone else? With no answer to that question, Brianna fosters the traumatized canine and learns about the incredible world of dogs who surf, an unexpected yet fascinating sport. What began as a tragic encounter quickly escalates into a homicide investigation when the authorities determine that the woman's death was no accident. Driven by her desire for justice for the woman and healing for the lab, Brianna sets out to connect the lost dog to his people and unravel the secrets hiding in the tide. Will she discover the truth, or will it remain as mysterious as life under the waves? Madame Pompette catches the choir, second in the Madame Pompette's Tea Shop book series by Libby Castle. Charlotte Pompette, ex-circus fortune-teller turned tea shop owner, is settling into her new life in the charming English village of St. Luke's-upon-the-Water. With her business thriving, a loyal circle of friends, and her mischievous black cat Taro by her side, things are finally looking rosy. That is, until she literally stumbles over the dead body of the local choir's star singer. To make matters worse, her smooth-talking ex-husband, freshly arrived and full of inconvenient charm, is the prime suspect. Determined to clear his name, despite her better judgment, Charlie must dust off her sleuthing skills and follow the clues. But as tensions rise and danger creeps closer, even her sharp instincts might not be enough to save her. Good morning, me. I don't have to work today, so I'm able to stop in and say hi. Hope everyone has a great day. Well, fantastic. That would be lovely not to have to go to work. And I appreciate you stopping by. One Deadly Safari. I don't think these animals would be this close together in real life. Just me. Agatha Royale is ready for a well-deserved break from her cozy bookstore in Bristol Lake, a writer's retreat on the stunning African Savuti Plains promises the perfect escape, but when one of the retreat's famous guests turns up dead, Agatha finds herself at the center of a baffling murder investigation, and her own belongings seem to be at the heart of the crime. With her reputation on the line and the other guests all hiding secrets, Agatha, her loyal schnauzer Mike, and her quirky friends must uncover the truth before the killer strikes again. As tensions rise, Agatha will have to sift through literary revelries, buried scandals, and more than a few red herrings to crack the case. In the breathtaking beauty of the African wilderness, can Agatha piece together the clues before she becomes the next victim? This is apparently book 4 in a series. End of that row. Underscore, The Vinyl Detective, book number 8 by Andrew Cartmel. Mary says, good morning, Lean. Hope you're having a great day off. And Lee says, thank you. That would be very nice. All right, some of the greatest and grooviest music ever committed to vinyl has come out of Italy in the form of soundtracks, especially for that variety of lurid thriller known as giallo. The maestros who composed these masterpieces include Ennio Morricone, Piero Piccioni, Armand Trovajoli, and Loretto Laconsole. No one disputes that Laconsole was a genius, but was he also a murderer? When his mistress was brutally killed in 1969 on location in Cool Britannia for a giallo called Murder in London, there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute him, but Laconsole died in the shadow of disgrace. Now his granddaughter, Chloe, has come back to England to hire the vinyl detective. She wants him to find an immaculate vinyl copy of Murder in London and to clear her grandfather's name. Can the vinyl detective and the gang, Nevada, Tinkler, and Agatha, find out the truth of what happened in swinging London more than half a century ago? Don't even say that. And can they stay alive when there's someone out there who prefers the secrets of the past to remain buried and is more than willing to kill to keep it that way? Color me intrigued. Ah! Murder and a Missing Manuscript, Polly Pepper Mystery, book number 7 by Richard Tyler Jordan. When American comedy icon and amateur sleuth Polly Pepper stumbles upon a long-lost 19th century manuscript in her English castle's attic, as one does, She dreams of raking in a fortune, but before she can bask in glory, the manuscript vanishes. A famed antique book expert is murdered, and Polly is thrown into a whirlwind of intrigue. With whispers of rivalry and revenge rippling through her quaint village of Abbott's Clover, Polly must navigate a trail of clues that winds from the ivy-clad library to the shadowy chambers beneath the local church. I like that cover. Pink Getaway Car by Scarlett Moss, fourth in the Swift Justice Club Cozy Mysteries. When sweet but scatterbrained Miss Peggy tears out of Cornelia Cove in her flamingo pink convertible, the whole town chalks it up to her usual dramatics. That is, until Elle Harper hears Peggy's frantic voicemail, "Someone's dead, and Peggy's next." The dead body? Oh, just the ex-future mother-in-law of Elle's maybe boyfriend, because dating in a small town isn't complicated enough without adding murder to the mix. Now Elle and her ride-or-die Swift Justice Club are tangled in a web of cryptic clues, a mysterious black car creeping around town, and a cat named Snuggles who may or may not be plotting world domination. It is. Oh, and Miss Peggy still on the run, and like she's got a cameo in The Fast and the Geriatric. The deeper they dig, the more dangerous things get, and if Elle doesn't figure it out fast, her love life won't be the only thing 6 feet under. Yep, time maybe for one more. We'll end on the purple one. Possums, Pilfering, and Persimmons, book number 5 in The Tenacious Librarian by M.K. Scott. The annual Persimmon Festival in Emerson is supposed to be a time of joy, but this year strange things are happening. Missing items, both mundane and precious, odd noises at night, and possums, lots of them, acting strangely. Tenny Taylor, the town's librarian and occasional sleuth, can't ignore the chaos. She starts digging into the town's history, uncovering secrets that even the local conspiracy theorist finds hard to believe. What connects the possums, the pilfering, and the persimmons? Tenny's investigation will take her deeper than she ever expected. All right. And that's it for today. We will continue with the Cozy Mysteries as the week goes on, but if we have a busy week, we will finish them up on Friday. Kim said I have lab work tomorrow morning, so I won't be here. Okay. Hope you pass all the tests. Very easy for you to say. And good luck tomorrow, Kim. Indeed. Thanks. Follow up next Tuesday. Y'all have a great day. Back at you, baby. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow we'll be looking at crime fiction and thrillers, the darker side. Here we go. Male author in the genre seems somewhat rare. Is that just me? Or even male main characters. Yeah. Thanks so much. Hope everyone has a great day. 'Tis a Monday, so go slowly, but enjoy nonetheless. Those are very wise words. Thank you very much. And Storm says bye. Alrighty. Again, I don't have any aspirants tonight. I don't know whose turn it is tonight, so I apologize. You'll have to kind of check out yourself if you want to do that. And Lee waves. My next prints are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope you have a good Monday, as Mary says. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.